Hi everyone, welcome and thank you for being here. How was your week? How are you doing sexually, financially, emotionally, physically, mentally, socially, and spiritually? Here we ask you how you're doing in 7 ways. So, children are back in school. I hope your pockets did not suffer so much. And we are happy to go back to the routine. Yes, it was hard and we are still adjusting because one of my girls just opened school today. So we are still adjusting. And here's my week in parenting. We start with sexual. And in that week, we were preparing to open school, so we were doing hair. And nowadays, I don't take them to the salon to undo their hair. So when they come up with those crazy hairstyles, they know they are the ones to undo them. So they've become cautious. So as Mallory was undoing her hair, her friends were helping her. And something came on the screen. It was about a guy, a man, who now identifies as a woman. And I had them talking about how some of these men who identify as women go all the way and have their genitals altered and changed. And they were saying how troublesome or cumbersome that is, the trouble of going through that. I had one of them say, why would you do that? Why don't you just stay the way you are created? And in such instances, I don't interrupt. I just listen to gauge their level of knowledge. And like in this case, I didn't intercept or interject because they were fine. They spoke and finished. And then, yeah, that is on sexual. And this got me thinking, whether we tell them or not, they're going to meet this information somewhere. So we'd rather be their source of honest and credible information on these issues. Otherwise, they're going to be misinformed. We moved to financial. We undid our hair. Mallory got her new set of uniforms. She's moving to junior high. She's excited to be in junior high, to get her new uniform. She was saying that everyone is waiting to see her in her blazer. She's tiny. She has a small body. I think she takes that from me. And everyone wanted to see her in a blazer. But she didn't get a blazer. Her size was not there. We are still waiting for the blazer. So when it comes, we'll take a photo and let you also see her. And we did our hair. We went to the salon. Usually after they have undone their hair, we go to the salon for detangling and washing and treating. If somebody wants a blow dry, they'll have their blow dry done. Then we come home to do their twists. I do their twists. Their hairs are long. That is why I take them to the salon for the detangling. And also, I do their hair. It saves us costs because it costs an arm and a leg to nurture knots like theirs. Natural hair, and yeah, it costs an arm and a leg. So if you can do their hair like I do during school days, it saves us some money. So Marjorie this time decided to do her hair at the salon. All of it, the washing, the detangling, treatment, and then blow dry. This time she agreed to do a blow dry, and then they were twisted. They really look nice. Now for Mallory, she did the detangling treatment, washing and blow dry at their salon, and then we came back home to do her twists. And here's the twist on Mallory, where she gets into the financial part more. Initially, she wanted to buy book tops. My baby's growing. I told her that for her book tops, we could save money from her plating so that we go and buy the book tops. But I saw she was hesitant. Then I told her, how about the cost of doing your hair? How about I give you half of that amount? And then I remain with the other half, and we come back and do your hair at home. She thought about it, and then she said, "Mommy, you'll do my hair. I want that money." So it was a way of me saving, and it ended up being exciting because I transferred the money to her, and when she saw it, she was so happy. She could not wait to go to come back home and spend it. So there's this thing, I don't know if your children have it, of owing each other stuff, her and her friends and her sisters. And mostly it's food and snacks. I have never had someone owing someone, another person, a book or a pen. It's always food. And sometimes you see a pizza has come home and a sausage, and sometimes it's mocha, and they're like, she owed me. She has brought me something. Or sometimes you get them pizza and they're like, I owed someone, I'm taking it to them. So you see a piece being taken to someone else. And or when they buy something at the supermarket, they say, I'm taking an extra pack of crisps or whatever they were buying because they owed someone. So she owed people. So with this money, she bought smochas, she bought crepes, she bought lollipops, chocolate. She would be like, Mommy, I owe someone. I'm going to get them this. I got them that. I got them that. And her sisters got to enjoy in the process. And then she came to me and told me, Mommy, I really like this idea of yours. So we'll be doing this every month. So we'll wait and see. Because sometimes they'll tell you that, and on that day, they say, no, I just want to do my hair here. Sometimes a change is good. It also gives me time to do other things. So that was our financial. Then we moved to emotional. Emotional, it was all of them, and Marjorie. January is always the transfer window for house helps. And this time the transfer window caught up with me. My house help left on 31st of December, and she was going back to school. She had given me a notice. So I think it was on 2nd or 3rd, and the girls remembered her, and it was Mallory who began. She was in the shower, and then her dad had her crying, and he came and told me, Mallory is crying, find out what's wrong. So I went and found out, and she told me, oh, she's missing Imelda. The next day it was Marjorie who was missing Imelda. And now Marlene keeps calling her name, where is she, I want her. And so she was good to us, she was good to the girls, and we are grateful for what she did for us and the girls. Another thing on emotional was Marjorie. She was able to control her emotions, regulate her emotions. And Marjorie is the most emotional of them all. And if you have an emotional child, they are the hardest for you to bring up. They'll take up most of your parenting time, and at times you'll feel like they're the only one you're parenting, and it's hard. It's a journey, especially if you try to do it according to their feelings, accommodating them. And when you put in the work, you will see the results. And so Saturday evening, she comes to me. I think her sister was going for a sleepover or something, and she wanted to go, and her sister told her no. And it did not turn into a scene as usual. So she came back to me and told me, Mommy, I was able to regulate my emotions. She was not even able to pronounce the word regulate properly, but she told me she was able to regulate her emotions. And I was happy. We are making progress. It has been quite a journey, given that when I had her, I was also an emotional mess, and it has been a journey. And it is her, this child, who took me back to class, who took me to a psychology class, because I really, really, really wanted to help her. I did not like the way I was handling her. And in the process, I have been a big beneficiary, and they have also gained. Yeah. I say Mallory made me a mom. Marjorie is teaching me patience. Marlene has just joined the party. So we are loving it. Nowadays, they can be themselves without the thought or the fear that they are going to be beaten, reprimanded, or lectured. And that makes me happy too, because I'm now at a point where I am enjoying motherhood. With all its challenges, I am enjoying it. And one day Mallory said that she's happy that she is living a life without Kiboko. That a life without Kiboko is so stressful, and we are able to set boundaries, give rules, and discipline without beating. And I did not know I would do that. I was the parent who did not know I would be able to discipline or talk to my children without hitting them. And here I am doing it, and I am grateful. You can too. And this is why we have these programs like Ulezi. And it begins with you. You have to take the first step, work on yourself before you lead your children. We move to the physical. The physical, I'm happy, besides them taking all those sweets, no one has had a flu. But then when schools open, we know as parents the flu is coming. What are you doing to prevent the flu, especially those who have children, younger children at home? Because it is the older ones who brings this flu at home, and sometimes it doesn't affect them. It affects you and the younger ones. So what do you do? For me, I give them a concoction, a mixture of ginger, turmeric, cinnamon, and cardamom. And to that I add vitamin C, either lemon, lime, or baobab powder. It has always worked for us. And if I hear someone or I see someone exhibiting symptoms of a flu, I take it a notch higher and increase the dose of the concoction. Another thing on physical is that Marjorie was able to set boundaries with her sister. Her sister had taken her bicycle and given to her friend, and Marjorie did not like it. So she told her sister that is not right, you cannot take my things without my permission. So her sister listened, apparently, because the next day, the friend came and asked Marjorie for the bicycle. So she's learning to fight her battles, that I do not have to be in her fights for her to thrive. So I'm happy about that. On mental, it was Mallory's decision to have her hair done at home, and her decision to pay her debts to her friends, with smocha and chocolate and lollipops, and I'm glad this time juicy fruit was not bought. And crepes. And another thing on mental was Marjorie. Marjorie was grieving the loss of a connection with her friends who had moved, and she remembered them, and it made her sad. She cried, and she asked me to call them, and I called their mom, and they talked, but still it made her sad that her friends had moved. Marjorie also made a decision, because usually she takes the easy road. She comes to me and cries, and I would call her sister and ask her what it was. She usually puts me in the middle of her fights, and this time she is able to face her friends or her sister when she thinks it is not right to do what they have done, and that really makes me happy for her. And then another thing on emotional that I forgot to say was about Marjorie. On Sunday, she came and said that her friends did not want to play with her. Then I asked her, who said they don't want to play with you? Because as a parent, you don't just want to take anything that your child says as gospel truth. So I asked her, and she mentioned the friends, and I told her that it's still morning. So maybe your friends are just watching something, or they feel tired, or they just don't feel like going outside now. So try in the afternoon at around 2 or 3. Go look for them and see if they still don't want to play with you. And when she went to look for her friends and they came out and played with her, she came back with a positive report and told me, Mommy, you are right. My friends came out in the afternoon and played with me. And I told her, yes, that is how sometimes it is. Sometimes even you want to stay home and your friends want to play. And you tell them no, they don't go crying. They feel sad about it, but they take it in their stride as a dynamic in your friendship. Then we move to social. In social, Marlene features now. She made new friends. She had a new friend, and now she likes to go outside and play with her new friend around the block. Marjorie broke up with a friend who she said was bossy, and she did not like how that friend made her feel. So she stopped playing with her. Mallory had another birthday invite. This season, it has been her who has been getting birthday invites. And this time, her sister did not make a scene or cry that she wanted to go with her. They have understood now that if someone is invited for a birthday and it is their friend, they go alone. And another thing, Mallory was happy that nowadays she can shout in the house without being reprimanded, and noted that I have become less combative. I was that parent who was very strict and disciplinarian. It was extreme before I saw the light. So nowadays my children are happier. When such moments occur, they would be like, if it was mommy of the olden days, you'd have seen fire, and we laugh about it. So it's a good thing that they notice that I have changed how I handle them, and that has really improved our relationship. On spiritual, we got to church on time. We were not late, and I hope we'll keep it up throughout the year. And Marjorie came to me with a question about wishing, and she asked me if it was wrong to wish for something, and I told her, no mama, it's not wrong to wish for anything. And kumbe she had a trap, and I went right into this trap. Then she told me, what does the 10th commandment say? Doesn't it say that we should not covet? So what came to my attention was the explanation for covet and the need to separate these words, covet, wish, and desire, so that she does not live thinking that if she wishes for something, it is a sin. That was my week in parenting. Thank you for being here. See you in the next one.